Hey agents, it's Manny. Attempting heroic level difficulty activities and control points can seem daunting, but it really isn't. It's also the best way to get high attribute gear. So, in this video, I'll give you my top 10 tips for taking out heroic level control points. But, truth be told, these tips can be used for any level control points, but heroic makes a better video title. Before we begin, I ask, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ding the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity, where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. I do enjoy playing with viewers, so if you're looking for someone to run with, you can hit me and other agents up on the Militia Discord server. The link is in the description below. Before we get into the tips and tricks, I want to go over some basic builds to work towards. This build is not completely optimized or the best one out there, but is a great starting point. We're going to go with the current meta, which is a shield and rifle build. The rifle I'll be using is a classic M1A1, equipped with a digital scope and the sharpshooter specialization. If you don't have an M1A1, then you use any high damage rifle. For the order of attribute priority, it's going to be weapon damage, crit hit chance, and then crit hit damage once we've crit capped at 60% crit hit chance. We'll be wearing the Coyote's mask because it gives us an automatic 25% crit hit chance at 25 meters, and we'll be engaging most things from that distance. The Coyote's mask is an easy exotic gear piece to get. You'll get it as a level 35 season reward, so everyone should have it. This means we can aim for 35% crit hit chance to hit the hard cap of 60%. We're not going to be too hung up on the exact gear and talents right now because this video will be more focused on attacking heroic level control points so that you can start grinding for that better gear. The first tip when engaging CPs is don't do it alone. So fire your flare and then run a good distance back. You want to wait for reinforcements. Massive have made the enemies a lot tougher, but they also made your allies tougher as well. Let the reinforcements take the brunt of the damage. Tip 2 comes after we fired our flare. Let's engage from a distance. Enemies do a ton of damage and basically snipe you with SMGs from 100 yards, but trust me when I say they do a hell lot less damage from distance than they do close up. For tip 3, I want you to keep an eye on your radar. Do not get tunnel vision because the easiest way to get killed is to let enemies surround you. The radar will tell you a lot, such as direction and how close the enemies are to you. Tip 4 builds on tip 3. While watching your radar, you want to keep an eye out for patrols and other activities that could wander in while you're taking care of business. If a patrol comes in behind you, it will certainly ruin your day. Sometimes it's beneficial to clear the patrols before you engage a CP, but sometimes patrols just pop up unannounced. Tip 5 is to learn spawn points. While the open world can be a bit chaotic at times, the control points still only have a couple of spawn points for the enemies. When capturing a CP, the enemies usually spawn within the CP's main building, but during defend phase, they often come from 2 or 3 different directions. For example, in Fallen Cranes, they'll spawn from here and here during the defend phase. Be ready to shift your focus. Tip 6 is just another continuation tip, and that's to be ready to move when the next wave spawns in. Once you go from capturing CPs to defending CPs, you may have to move very quickly to a safe location. You only get a few seconds reprieve before the defend wave starts. Tip 7 is one of the more important tips and may deserve to be moved up the list, and that is to take your time. I know the faster you clear points, the faster you can get loot and start working on the next one, but you collect nothing when you're dead. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't worry about how fast other people clear the points, just clear the points, get the loot, and move on. Tip 8 is use mounted guns if the CP has one. They will often trivialize the defending CP part, but there's 2 things you gotta think about. 1, don't let it overheat, and be ready to dismount if you start taking too much damage. Worst thing you do is get killed while you're in it. Tip 9 is to take the high ground whenever you can. Elevation is king, you'll have a better field of view of the battlefield, and expose a much smaller silhouette for the enemy to shoot at. The game is very realistic in this manner. And the final tip, tip 10, involves learning how to peek well behind cover. And I don't mean, well, in cover, but rather just standing behind it. You can often engage enemies while they will not be able to shoot back at you. It also gives you a little bit more mobility, and this is especially handy with the heavies. Now a couple of little bonus tips. First is use environment objects to your advantage. You can set someone on fire by shooting a gas can that's near their cover and cause them to expose themselves. The other is to use enemy weak points to your advantage. Well, that's all I can think of right now. If you can think of any that I've missed, please comment below with them. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button below and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. If you'd like to see more content like this, then smash that subscribe button. And as I mentioned earlier, you can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Maniocrity. where I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, agents, happy hunting.